They came out, they brought a paver, a skid steer, and a dump truck. Was here for like 10 minutes, loaded it up and left.
But you guys don't have any kind of excavation permit where you get a bond to make them redo it, right?
I don't know, I guess I don't know anything. When was this, I guess?
Last summer, when MDU put in that, they replaced the 2-inch up there with a 4-inch, so that way everybody in town could get more gas. Apparently they were having a volume problem.
Maybe something you could have your attorney look into putting in place as an excavation permit, and then
For
they
sure.
have to pay for the permit. They have to put down a certain amount on deposit and show proof of bond for the project. Then if they don't replace it to your specs,
Well,
then you
yeah.
keep their deposit and you use that money to replace it, or you
Yeah,
go after them
I
on the
guess that's what I
bond.
was getting across is when this took place, who I guess was in charge of making sure they put it. I mean, who, I guess.
But what's your recourse if you didn't
Yeah,
have it?
what do I do when they
That's
pack their
exactly-
shit
that's
up
what
and
I'm trying to
leave?
say.
Right,
When
he
it
said
came
to
across-
do it,
Yeah.
and they didn't.
When they came across and proposed that they wanted to do this, was there anything in writing saying that they were gonna do X amount of work, or did we just
No,
say go ahead and do
I've
it?
never seen anything, but I haven't looked for it either.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as that goes, I didn't know. You know, I'm public works. I'm not in the clerk. Or you know anything to do with that. So if they come to me and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put in this line. Where's your locates?" I can show them where the locates are. I can talk to them. I can tell them to repave it. But as far as like, do I know for sure that they have all the permits? If they've been in here,
Right, but that's something you could tell them. You need to stop at the clerk's office and
Yeah.
talk to them about permits, and then follow up with your clerk. Did they stop in?
right? Yeah, no, for sure. And that's something that
That would be good
going
to
forward for
collaborate.
sure. Because I don't know. I assume they all come in and
Well, there's gotta be
You know.
some accountability somewhere.
oh, for sure.
But yeah, that's something that Bridger put in place a number of years ago. We've done it since I've been here, so I probably still have all the stuff. I could probably share that with Dennis, and he can
That'd
help
be
you
great.
put something like that in place. It's not very hard, and I don't do very many even, but it's nice when we do them and they don't do it right. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I can speak on that too, because they come down our alley where Marge and I are, and they dug that one down at the southern end, or the east end, was a big pit, mud pit, so they didn't pack it, so therefore it sunk and sunk and sunk, and we pushed gravel into it, and then where the easement ties into the alley, that was just a massive, basically a big ball of mud, and I straightened that out, and then we put the gravel back down, they just literally just tore it up and left it. And I called into you and had words with them about it and said, you know, that's not acceptable to leave driving locations like that for vehicles to drive through and get stuck.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
when I went through it with my little car, I'd use the truck to pull it back out because it sunk down in it. So I called into you because I knew they were the ones that were there.
Alrighty, how do we feel about the approval of purchase for gravel force?
It would be 62. It's basically $622 or 622 a load, so it'd be 6,220. And we can
It's
split.
coming out of the road and street fund, correct? The gas tax.
that's what Mark had said.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was coming from.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah.
Because we can have the money come out of there. We don't have money to do.
Yeah, no, I got you on that one.
Yeah,
That's
you
why I
don't-
was gonna
You don't want to
say
take it out of your general fund.
we can split that up and get like I don't know 4 loads every month or you know whatever 4 loads this week, 4 loads in a couple of weeks.
Well-
you know.
No, actually, because we're headed into the end of July, August. School is starting.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like
Well-
August 15th, school is starting.
I've got to get with Scott Lane on for sure when we're gonna do the paving on that, but my plan was to do it mid-August, before school, to
Okay.
do all that paving on that road.
Because like it starts the 14th, I think.
Like the
school
14th,
is.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so,
So the gas tax fund has 117,000 in it. So to take 6,000 out of it for
Okay.
gravel is not unreasonable. But do you know what you're gonna need for asphalt and paving?
it shouldn't be more.
This is gonna be
Scott.
100,000.
No, Scott
Okay.
said that street should probably be closer to like 18 or 20, because really all
Because
we're
the
buying
county's gonna haul your asphalt and help you lay
Yeah.
it.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So, yeah, you would be fine.
I move to accept the purchase for the gravel for the streets.
We have a motion, we have a second.
In the amount, do you want the amount in your motion? Like up to,
6,000, let's
Well,
go
if you have
up to
7,000 just in
7,000.
case we have a problem.
Yeah.
Does that cover you?
Yeah, no, it should be plenty because, like I said, when I called them for a quote, he just said they were gonna keep charging me the backhaul cost, which was $286 plus $70 fuel surcharge.
whatever it was,
So it
yeah,
came to
whatever's
like
on
three
your
something.
billings today
It's
for
a
what
pretty
we
good
already
deal
bought.
for material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
considering he said it was $570 something a load if we were paying them to bring it. So we could get it cheaper.
We have a motion and a second to approve the gravel purchase for the streets. All in favor? Aye. Approved unanimously. All right, next line item is discuss town of Fromberg floodplain administration.
Okay. And I probably am spinning my wheels here, but since you two haven't been here, so. DNRC submitted a request on May 22nd seeking additional distribution of informational letters to all residents residing in the floodplain. And I'm not even gonna get into my question because it pertains to the mayor. Here's the problem. I came in here last week and was told those letters was put on hold because the mayor said that there was boundary issues. So I called Shilea, who has been after this for 2 years and is a very unhappy little camper with DNRC. We administrate off of the map that exists. It is kind of like if we had ordinances that are going to come up in 3 months, we still follow the ordinances that are on the books today. This letter has to go out, guys. We've got people that want to build stuff or think they can build stuff and don't know that they are in the floodplain.
We got people that are making stuff in the floodplain.
We have a lot of people that are in the floodplain that don't know that they're in the floodplain.
You need to have a permit for it.
Your trailer park for what?
It's supposed to be 100 years by the flood.
Okay, so that being said, that letter needs to go out. The other deal is DNRC also proposed adding items to the, if we could have a page on the website with items put on it strictly for floodplain. So the
Can
one.
we just hyperlink back to DNRC site? I feel like that would be more effective.
Some of it you can, but they want the floodplain map on there.
That's on their website. I don't know why that would need to be on ours.
Because if people, well, okay, we could hyperlink it. Then we could
That I
cover
could
it.
do. I
Okay.
could make, I don't think I can make another tab, but I could make a hyperlink off the side, like where the council packets are. I could put under there floodplain administration and hyperlink to
Yes,
that,
okay.
and then I could put things.
Okay.
But the problem, like with the map, what if they changed the map and whoever's the clerk didn't
Yeah.
know it, and then we have an old map and they're
There's-
operating
there's
on an old
a-
map,
I've
like,
got
that
you
would be
covered on
bad.
I got you covered on that if you give me a minute,
Okay,
okay?
because that's why I like
Because-
the hyperlink, because then it's back on them.
Because then that's, okay, so let me, I gotta go down, sorry.
You're fine.
So,
I shouldn't interrupt you.
and I can send you some of these links, so you don't have to look them up. The next is a flyer detailing the floodplain permit. The bad part about this person is, when they sent that, they sent it in a PDF form. I tried to copy it, it's a pain in the butt, and it's wrong. They sent this flyer for the floodplain, and then they have, at the bottom of it, some town that they absolutely don't have fond regards for, Belt, Montana. It says Fromberg, Montana, and it says Belt, Montana, so we can't even use it. So, but.
Well, I could probably email her and get a clean copy of
Well,
that.
I don't know, she just sent it as an example, so, okay, does that explain that to you?
I've not seen that. I did, after you and I spoke today, I
Okay.
did go back. I hadn't checked the email since last Thursday, and there were ones from Shilea from Friday.
Okay, so,
So I did, she covered the whole boundaries and map changing, and those letters are ready to go.
Okay,
They're dated June 25th at this moment in time, but we can redate them tomorrow and maybe even get them in the mail tomorrow.
They need to go.
Mm-hmm.
they need to
They need
go.
to go out because like you said, we've got people building all over,
Yeah.
not knowing.
And I know one person has received the letter because they stopped in and picked it up before we decided not to send them.
Well, and
So-
what people don't realize is, prior to this, they have droned this whole deal. So if you built afterwards, we're gonna get dinged every time somebody built in the floodplain and didn't get a flood permit, a floodplain permit.
I didn't do any building.
Yeah,
What did I build?
with that,
Whole family's taken down, don't they?
I'm just saying, you know.
Okay,
all
then
you have to do is
anyway-
get the permit, file it.
Okay, so the flyer, then a link to a quick guide permitting by DNRC, and I've got that link, I'll just send it to you,
Okay.
okay?
You have this list, anything that you can send to me too?
I have,
Because I'm not
I
writing
can
it all
leave
down.
you, I can leave you this,
Okay.
and then, I will send the links to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, that will work.
Or
Because I'm not
I'll-
writing down verbatim what you're saying,
Okay.
so.
And then, the last one, and this is just my recommendation. There's, if we link this to it, it's called Flood Hazard Mapping Updates. So then when the floodplain map changes, those people can see that. And also the fact that anytime somebody doesn't feel, and I get a lot of this, I shouldn't be in the floodplain, it's not on me, they can choose to take the actions they want to. And if they want to go ahead and hire an engineer and try to get out of the floodplain, they're more than welcome, okay? So those things need to be covered on the website. The next thing is, she recommended multiple floodplain administrators who would ask, this is where we run into the problem now. We've done this before with zoning committees, stuff like that, and we do not give them a packet to work off of. We do not give them information. So, oh, wait a minute, I have to back up. So the other thing that has to be on that with the floodplain is all the floodplain ordinances.
Which you have?
Yes, they were adopted in 2012.
Okay.
Where they're at, I don't know.
So Melissa's been working on scanning everything and she's got it labeled. I've not actually looked at it a lot. I keep dropping it into a Google Drive that I share with Dennison. Because
Okay.
I feel like that's his job to really delve into those more
Oh,
so
yes.
than mine.
Yes.
But my goal is when we get them all compiled into one place, I want to get a quote from Municode, or now they go by Civic Plus, to find out what it would cost to get those codified. That was the other thing I said was we're spending money on. I know I tell you guys you don't have a lot of money, don't spend, but there's certain things where spending the money actually will save you, and I think ordinances is one of them.
Okay.
Having a clear-cut book that's got a table of contents that's potentially even searchable online, which only costs like $300 a year to do, will save you guys tons of headaches.
Okay.
So I'd like to do that, but we'll have to find those.
So if that could go in there, the ordinances for the floodplain, then I'm gonna kind of jump here. Also, those haven't been updated since 2012. She has been after the town for the last 2 years. They have to be updated.
Oh, so we have them, but they're not even good enough.
They're not even good enough. So I do have it'll take me a day or two. I have a link of updated. Should I send that to you, or should I just forward it to Dennison?
Why don't we send it to both of us?
Okay.
Because he needs to draft them, but yeah, if we could get him on the next agenda, then we could potentially even pass them before we recodify and they would be in the new book.
Well, and that'd be the cool deal, because
Yeah.
October 1st, these guys are in here. Any violation, it's not I mean, they
There's
need
no more
to,
grace period.
they need to see that we're working. And if we're working, they might give us breathing room, okay? So that deal, let me see, zoning application. Our zoning application doesn't say anything. Is there any way we can get an update on that to where it says, and this was recommended, and nobody has followed it, and we were unaware of it until that meeting, that there is no zoning approval may be granted without a cleared floodplain permit.
Is that all that needs to be added to ours, is basically that statement? Or does it need more questions about floodplain?
It, as far as the floodplain permit, that's it. I mean, my only other thing would be on the zoning application is it has to have pins. Nobody telling me where the property line's at.
Yeah, we use
But-
the words reasonably certain in Bridger. If we can be reasonably certain of where the property lines are, then we can allow zoning to go through, but we almost always try to locate pins.
Well, you can't believe what we have been told, so it would be,
It would be nice, but
pins
surveys are
would be nice at this point.
expensive. So,
Yeah, pins would be nice at this point.
I think there are grants to get a whole town resurveyed, but that sounds scary to me.
Yeah, but anyway,
I don't
but
think
that,
everybody wants to do
but the
that.
but the application has to be, they have to be permitted. We're financially responsible. We hand out a zoning permit to somebody, they go and they build, and it's wrong, and they didn't get the floodplain permit, the town is financially responsible. So, the other one was, just a second here. I guess, oh, and the last one, on the deal. We've wasted, I don't know how many meetings on the burn pit deal, or on the burn pit. The burn pit is in the floodplain. So,
Yeah,
that's where we sit,
Did you
guys.
start it on fire or did it start on?
Yes, I started it on fire and then took off, left town, said to hell with it and burn it
it
all.
wasn't, that wasn't where the fire was,
Yeah.
was it really?
Yeah, it was the burn.
I know, Nate called me and I'm like, no, I would never start that thing and then leave, what the hell? And when I left at 5 o'clock this morning, it was not on fire.
I picked up somewhere around like 12:30, and I could smell something, I was like, I need some burning leaves. And then I was like, that didn't seem right, so I drove over and I called him, and, cause I just didn't know, maybe he ran up in the shop, I didn't know if he was running that.
No, I don't like even just running to the, like, get lunch while that thing's burning.
Well, somebody called here and I said, well, call the sheriff's department.
It
I
was
look
called
like
in.
911, I know because I gave her the phone number.
Yeah, as soon as I got up here, I'd seen James already loading up and he was going on.
Yeah, I saw the fire trucks leave after I gave her the phone number, but I didn't know where it was.
Nate, I do think we need a group of people, and there are people that have expressed interest in being floodplain administrators. I think we need a sign-up sheet. Facebook, if we could, they could sign up.
I think via resolution you need to create that committee.
Okay,
Yeah, I think maybe 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
First of
I think
all,
3 would be
it's
the minimum.
a ton of information. And second of all, when you leave it, when there's more people to sit there and debate back and forth or whatever, you get a better grasp.
The one thing I would add to that, I would say don't make it exempt to town folk only. Like, if there's somebody that lives on the river outside that actually
Oh,
genuinely
yeah.
cares, like, it's probably a resource to have in the communities.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah.
have to live in town. You could put that in your resolution. So,
Okay. That's it. Sorry.
so yeah, I can talk to Melissa. Hopefully, I know she's got some things on her plate tomorrow, but hopefully she can redate those letters and get them out. I think they're exactly what Shailea sent, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the letter. So we can get that out hopefully tomorrow. And then yeah, we've got, even she gave us a list in Friday's email. There's like 3 things that are due by July 22nd, July 24th, which is a week from Wednesday. But they're not, they're attainable by July 24th. It's not bad. So I think we'll be okay if we just get to work on it. So, okay, at least we can meet that deadline.
Did you come up with a price for liability for any volunteers.
The volunteers. Yeah, I've got one. Just
For the burn pit?
Yeah,
a sec. For
with the
what?
burn pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's water under the bridge at this point.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, I mean, I know we still have 532 and these are your burn pit rules, but nowhere in any of this do we say a location. So you could still pass it for wherever you put a burn pit. These could be your rules.
Mhm.
So,
And then when we choose to, but can you put a close sign down there or something?
I'm gonna put more than close sign down
Yeah.
there. I'm gonna move that whole goddamn pile out of there.
Okay,
because-
well, it does have to be moved,
I
but I
mean-
mean, you're on a timeline, and I don't,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
well,
So-
on top of the fact, this says if you don't have volunteers, the burn permit is not open.
Yeah.
So, and you don't have anybody signed up till today. Somebody signed up for Monday if you want them, but if you tell them no,
We're
it's
not
just not
burning
open.
no more.
So
No,
since,
no, I'd like to not
since
burn
we
any
jump on, you
either.
didn't have to do anything, vote or anything on
No, that was just labeled
What
for
are we gonna do
discussion.
with it?
So,
Bring it to your house.
Huh?
Bring it to your house.
No, bullshit.
okay, work comp costs for volunteers. These costs are based on 1/4 of a year, so you'd pay this cost 4 times a year if they're working all year round. Where you guys are only working, what was it, May to September? So that would actually encompass 3 quarters then, second, third, and fourth. So you'd be paying 3 times a year, and they would be probably about $5.66 a quarter per volunteer. So, say $6 if you're paying for 3 quarters, you're looking at $18 a year per volunteer.
Jerry, it's gonna get expensive.
Well, I'm
It's-
ready, but you guys have said when you want to open it.
Yeah, well, and that we're kind of tied now, we're, I
Really
mean,
tied with it.
we can
Yeah.
pass the resolution,
They need to go.
and then it's closed until
Permanent.
further notice, you know.
Well, I mean, whoever keeps dumping the construction shit over there, pretty well sealed that for, cause it's closed anyways.
Whoever just pulled shingles, that'd be the first place to go.
I'd go talk to whoever that was. Good
You
luck
know
finding him. No. No, you were down there watching it, remember? You said you were volunteering?
Well, I said I'd volunteer, yeah, but
Well, then it's all on you.
yeah, you tell me a day, once or twice a week, I'll go down there and do that. gotta know
I
the
do
date
have,
it's open.
when and if they get it back open, the calendar is in the clerk's office. We've
Okay.
had it sitting there since the end of May. Nobody's signed up.
We
But-
all
Don't
already
imagine
tell her that we're not
what-
opening it for what
I'll
reason.
send her a text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to look again.
But yeah, I really think you guys have worked really hard on these, and if you're
We-
happy
we
with
can
these
pass
rules,
it.
I think you could
Okay.
pass
I know
them
it
and
gets
apply them
easier
to
to come
whatever
across something
location,
like that.
because we never put a location in,
Okay.
which is actually really nice. 'Cause
Okay,
They still
All
can
right, so
stand.
do we have a motion for the
I'm-
approval of resolution 532 on rules, not designation?
I'm going to pass by
Yeah,
32.
I'll second.
Somebody's gotta be there to supervise.
Is that in your rules?
Yes,
That's
Okay.
the volunteers.
You gotta
Yeah.
have water or something down there.
Well, yeah, no, that
Who's
one's gonna
take
get
care of that?
more than dozed down. It's gonna
Well, that one's
disappear.
weird, 'cause it's in the floodplain, so it's pretty
Yeah.
much, this is just the rules, that one's in 86.
Of whatever location we
That's
decide
it. We
later.
gotta move that.
Yeah, it's done. So we have a motion and a second on resolution 532, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we got one opposed and 3 in favor.
Was that an opposed? Sorry,
Nay.
I missed that. What? Nay?
I'm not satisfied with the rules.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm not satisfied with the rules.
Okay, so a no.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just not clear.
Too much gotta be covered here.
Are they got any way to close that off down there where they can't
That's what he's
keep
gonna be
dumping?
working on.
Yeah. We'll fix that. I don't know. I'm gonna cut a big ditch in there so whoever tries to drive through there will bottom out before they get across it. That's my thoughts.
You can't do that.
I sure.
Because it's in a floodplain. No
We
digging.
just get it dozed down and hang a sign if somebody gets.
Excuse me, yes, you can. There is already an existing ditch there. All you're doing is cleaning it.
That's true. I'm just doing ditch maintenance.
Ditch maintenance.
I like it. So what if the ditch was only a foot deep now? I mean, whatever.
Rainwater.
You could,
Well, my thought was to pull the post around the well down there, and then, because we're gonna tightly fence that off instead of the big fence. But you can't pull them posts out of the ground. I don't know what the hell is holding them in other than the force of God himself. Because I bent one plumb to the ground and straight back up and still couldn't get it to pull. Well, and they're galvanized, not like fence posts, it's pipe. So instead of being this thick, it's like, 1/4 inch thick instead of 16.
Quite deep.
Yeah,
Kristen, can she put that on Facebook that the burn pit is officially closed?
Yeah, I think I did get into the Facebook on this computer. I don't still think I have a password to it, but I think I can post on it. I would try.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and I don't know if Melissa's done it at all. Has she posted on it?
No, I've never seen it posted.
Long cable across the entrances.
well, that was my thought. I'd get at least the concrete blocks up there and stretch cable
Yeah.
across them. And
Do that, put concrete blocks up there.
because I was gonna do it nice and put the post up and try to put fence up and all that, but you can't pull
I
those
think
posts.
you have to make it quick and easy for yourself.
Oh yeah.
I would just do the concrete barriers and get some cables straight through there.
And
just walk
call
along.
it good. And we might have to invest in a sign. Signage is,
Yeah. Well,
Closed.
I've got a bunch of site closed signs over here that, I don't know, when Sam took over, they ordered a shitload of signs, I guess. I have a stack of-
In our little location, in this case, it is the post office.
You better get your cameras up.
Yeah, because they can't read the sign that says no construct or yard waste only. What makes you think they read at all?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long going.
Oh, I'm sure.
Alright, so is there any more discussion to the burn pit? Carrying on to approve the minutes from May 22nd, 2024 special meeting.
Can I explain the consent agenda a little bit? I changed your guys' agenda. So what a consent agenda is it's all the things that regularly occur in a meeting. So in this case, minutes, claims, payroll summary, and what you'll see going forward is journal vouchers. When it's under a consent agenda, you can make one motion to approve the entire consent agenda. So it speeds things up. However, if there is a piece of the consent agenda, you're like, I love everything in here except the claims. I want to talk about those. You can make a motion to pull the claims out of the consent agenda, approve everything else, and then deal with the claims individually. And I'm actually going to ask you to do that tonight because I noticed a mistake in the claims and I need you to not approve one of them. So, I'm testing you. I gave you a new agenda and now I need you to alter it. So if you can motion to pull the claims out of the consent agenda, we can deal with them individually. Then you can deal with them and pass them, and then we can pass the consent, assuming everybody's good with everything else.
Okay, I'll make a motion to pull the claims out of the consent agenda.
Okay.
I second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so do you want to deal with the rest of the consent agenda first then? Sorry, I know I meant to really streamline this and make it easy, and then because of this mistake that I noticed just since we've been sitting here, it made it more complicated.
And I missed it and I feel bad now.
No, you wouldn't have known.
Okay.
And Melissa didn't know, and that's how it got made. And it's okay. We're just gonna not approve it, and I'm gonna fix it, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. Just it needs to be a July claim, not a June. It pertains to next
Oh,
fiscal
okay.
year. So I just don't want you to approve it. We may even reuse the same check.
Okay.
I just need to put it in July instead of June.
So the easiest way for you would be like to motion for the consent agenda as presented to approve?
Yeah, if you guys are good with everything else in the consent agenda, so that includes your, those all 3 minutes, the payroll summary, including the check numbers that I put on there, and the journal voucher. And the journal voucher thing is new to you guys. That's something the auditors insisted that you be doing. They actually gave us a finding for it, which I wholeheartedly disagree with, but I didn't have time to argue with her. But I'm also going to put it in place because it's not a bad plan. So journal vouchers are adjustments that are made by the clerk. So the one you have to approve for tonight, these would be May's journal vouchers, because they're always gonna run a full month behind, because I don't have June's journal vouchers yet. And what I did in May is I put a stop payment on a check at the bank, and so I needed to adjust for that money coming out of the account, because they just dropped it right out of the account. I could have done it with the claims, but it was missed and I didn't notice it till I balanced, so in order to make the month balance, I had to do a journal voucher adjustment. So that's what I'm asking for approval for on that, is the $30 charge to put a stop payment on a check.
Do you need to sign those?
If you guys would initial it like you do the payroll summary, that'd be great. That's the only way I can really like prove that you touched it and saw it, and it really puts all the liability back on the four of you and takes a lot of it off of me.
Do you need a motion to approve that then?
So that will be within the consent agenda. So if you guys are good with the minutes, the payroll summary, and that journal voucher, you can motion to approve the consent agenda as amended. Yes, because we amended it.
Okay, I
To
move
take off the
to
votes.
accept the consent agenda as amended.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second to accept the consent agenda as payroll or approve the claims. All in favor? That's unanimous.
Okay, so then you can deal with the claims individually, and the claim I would like you to not approve is 4743. I did not know, I perused the claims that Melissa did for me, I did not catch this one, but it's your property insurance payment for the next fiscal year. They send those invoices out in July. She accidentally
4743.
paid it in June, and it just isn't appropriate to pay it in the June last
Okay.
fiscal year. So I've already pulled the check, and I'm just gonna cancel it in June. We're probably just gonna move it to July. But I need it not approved tonight, because I want it very clear that we on purpose did not pay that.
I move to accept the claims, all with the exception of 4743.
We have a motion, do we have a second? A second. Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
I'm sorry, who seconded? Okay.
And we have no attorney unless there was correspondence that he gave you.
No, nothing that was really directly with council.
And next up would be the man of the hour, Marcus.
Yes, sir. So, any concerns for Public Works?
I have one, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What happened to the town car?
It just quit steering and hit a tree. Right over here on the road. I filed it with the sheriff's office, did the MMIA.
Yeah, we filed a claim with MMA.
Okay, no, we just didn't.
I didn't know about it.
I would
was
assume
at a garage
that-
sale, my daughter happened to look
Like-
over, she says, Dad, what happened to the town cop car? What are you talking about? It's parked
yeah.
over his
Either a
forever."
ball joint or a control arm, something. I mean, once I backed it out of the ditch and started driving, it was like, I mean, thank God it was only from the park to across to the highway. And then we pulled the keys out of it, and nobody's even looked at it since then.
I just, my
Him
daughter
don't
happened to
wanna-
notice it, and I looked at it, it's like, I
Well-
don't know anything